Welcome back to another episode of Different Walk Serious Talks. You're joining us for a Halloween episode where we're going to talk about Halloween traditions. We're going to share some personal ghost stories, maybe some that stuck with us or ones that maybe we've experienced. And then we'll kind of take a poll. Is the story real? Is it fake? And we're going to talk about whether we believe in ghosts and also what we're superstitious about. Does anybody want to start with, let's start backwards. What's one thing that you guys are superstitious about?
So I don't have a lot of superstitions, but there's something about splitting a pole that does not sit right with me. Like
That is
I'm
the
like, I
crazy
know
one,
it
but
means
everybody.
I try to tell you, I'm like, it doesn't make a
Absolutely.
difference. There's nothing wrong. Like it's gonna be fine. But every time it happens, I just kind of like cringe a little bit. I'm like,
Like,
oh no.
mm,
Oh no.
I'll take
Do
those
you go
extra
around?
steps.
Do you go back around the pole?
Yes. Yes,
Do
I
because I'm
do.
like, you guys, we gotta do it again. We gotta do it again. I'm so sorry.
Right? Farrah will stop me. If I split the pole by mistake, Farrah will stop me and pull me back
Back around.
around.
Because she values you. She
She's
don't
she's
want
like,
nothing to
no,
happen. She
we're
said, "You're
not
not
doing
gonna sever this
that.
connection. You just don't wanna take no
Yeah.
chances." I'm
Yeah.
literally not superstitious about nothing else, but that pole splitting, whoo,
I don't
and
like
then
my
I'll try
feet
to be
being
like, "It's
flat,
fine." Like, I'll get, like, 3 or 4 steps, I'm like, "It's fine, it's fine." I'm like, "Sorry, guys. We gotta go back.
No, we got it. We
Turn
got
around.
it.
Turn around."
Farrah has a couple of superstitions though.
I don't like my feet being swept. I gotta spit on the broom. Don't sweep my feet. How dare you? And don't you
So
dare put my purse on the ground. How dare you try and break me? I stay rich between giving and keeping my purse off of the ground. Thank you so much.
No, that's right. I know that's right. I'll be honest, I don't like my purse on the ground because of a little bit of superstitious reasons, but also I do put my purse other places. It be on the counter, it be on the couch, and now I got floor germs. I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
Yeah.
can't
real.
do that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
and if your
So
hands are itchy, I always rub it back into my pocket because
yeah.
I don't want to give the money away. I'm good at giving
I
Yeah.
didn't
money
know
away,
that
so it's
one.
not itchy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
I
you're
have a
scratching
tendency
your
not to
blessings
scratch my
away.
hand. Yeah.
You don't
My
you're
palm itch, don't scratch it.
scratching your money away.
Scratching
Yeah.
blessings right back in your pocket. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Get that money,
That
honey.
is it. Yeah. I don't think I'm superstitious about that many things. The ones that we've talked about, I am pretty superstitious about. Like I don't split poles. Um, one that I was superstitious about when I was young, and it sticks with me now, even though I'm technically, it doesn't really worry me, is stepping on a crack.
Ugh.
And I don't know why,
Take your mama's
because,
back.
but yeah, and it's crazy because it's very much childish. But
Yes.
if I notice that I am stepping on cracks, I will unconsciously like take larger steps or shorter steps to not step on cracks. Now, if I'm
So
not
you
paying
don't put your
attention,
mama
I don't like. If I'm not paying attention, it just is what. But if I notice, if I look down and I'm like, oh, and then I start to like you, I probably look like a crazy person, trying to like avoid the cracks, like I don't know. Like definitely crazy.
That is
So,
so funny.
do you guys believe in ghosts?
Yes, I
I
do.
do, but I don't. So I'm just like, if there were ghosts, I feel like there'd be a lot more like revenge hauntings. Like,
Mm,
and there's just not enough revenge hauntings for me. They always seem kind of random. You know what I'm saying?
gotcha.
Like this
Okay.
should be
Okay.
very personal, But it's always random. I'm
Okay.
going after the person that wronged me the most. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. I
my
got
killer
you.
would
I
never
got you.
know rest. They'd be like, "Why is she laughing at TikTok at 3 o'clock in the morning? Does she put her feet on my neck? Is this what she's doing?" Like, it's not personal enough for me,
Gotcha.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do believe in ghosts, but I've also seen ghosts, like in real life, like
Felt
several
one.
times. You felt one? And
Mhm.
where were you?
I was little. I want to probably say like 6 or 7, and we had a cat named Simba. And Simba, she was little, and she went out. She left the house, and a pack of crazy dogs just mauled her to near death. And prior to this happening, every night she would crawl into my bed and go to sleep. So that night when we found her, she was just so limp, and we thought we was gonna be able to save her, so we didn't. So, we buried her, and I remember, I think it was that night or the night after. I'm asleep, but I felt paw prints on my blanket, and I took the blanket and hurried up and pulled it over my head because I did not want to see what I was feeling.
Wow.
I
She just
felt
wanted to say goodbye one more time.
I felt something still move towards me, and
Yeah.
then it curled right next to me near my stomach and my chest. And
Why did you hug your ghost kitty baby? She just wanted to say bye one more time. She mean
girl,
you no
I was
harm.
I understand because you don't know
scared.
what the state is because it might be
Yeah,
the ghost kitty baby and it's in its dead state. So then you're reliving that, that trauma that
but
you already
but
saw.
then again, she would always do this thing at night too when we all sleep. She'd go, she'd be running through the hallway, and we would still hear that, her running. So I'll never forget my cat Simba.
When I was younger, I used to see them all the time up until I was like maybe 15. I remember seeing them in New York and Philly every time we went to go visit any of our family members and we would stay the night. Especially, I can't remember where in New York it was, but anytime you looked at the ceiling, it looked like a bunch of Cabbage Patch type faces. And whenever they turned off the light, there would be something in the corner. And Jessica and I used to be huddled up together, and we wouldn't be detached after that. And everybody would be like, "What are y'all looking at?" And we're like, "Y'all don't see this? Like, this is
You're like,
crazy."
but you don't
Something
see
about
it
them being
because
cabbage faces is creepy.
Yeah,
it,
it really used to scare us. We both ended up not
yeah.
liking Cabbage Patch because of it.
Yeah.
And when we were in Philly, there was I can't remember. I know it was I think it was one of Henry's family's places by the refrigerator. Jessica saw it first, I believe. And then, when I ran because she was screaming about something being up by the top of the fridge, I run to go try and console her, and then I'm frozen. Like, what the heck is that? And we're both just freaked out, and no one else could see it at the time, and we were just like, but it's right. And of course, we're being dismissed because we're young. But
But you
the
guys
very
didn't describe what you had seen to each other. You both saw it simultaneously and knew exactly what it was.
yeah, it
Wow.
was really no explanation needed. We used to see stuff together all the time, and sometimes one of us would catch it first. Sometimes both of us would immediately, we'd start grabbing each other. Sometimes you could feel like the back of your neck. You know how you feel that your neck hair is
Oof.
standing up and you're kind of like,
Yes.
what's going on? We would get that all the time in different homes, traveling around. Even in the 3-story we lived in Massachusetts, something about the basement. It would never come past the basement. But once you go to the basement, we would never stay alone, not to go to the bathroom, not to go get ice cream or white chocolate, which my grandfather had a whole like portrait room. It was back there, and then there's this hallway. Like when you go downstairs, I don't know how many people have lived up north, but the basements. You're pretty much you go downstairs. There's a kitchen right there. There's a room to the back. There's another couple of rooms, a bathroom right there by the kitchen, and then it leads this long hallway to the master bedroom in the back that also has a bathroom. And right behind the master bedroom is a hallway that would lead to the main electrical. So anybody who grew up north knows whenever there's too many stuff plugged in a 3-story building, you have to go all the way to the basement to go to turn the electric back on. And down that hallway, when they used to try and send us, they'd be like, "Oh, go turn on the lights." Are you serious? You want me to go
Me?
down to the
Me?
basement? Do you
Why do
know
the
what's
basements
down
and
there?
the attic get the bad rap in the house? Basements
I,
and attics
I don't know. I
always
don't know
get
about
bad.
attics, but basements. The attic wasn't much. It was actually pretty filled with like old toys and like bassinets and stuff. The attic wasn't much, but the basement,
Usually
if
it's
you
It
could
because
got
there's
there's
definitely
something
detached.
something
stored
down
there.
there. From my
Yeah.
experience. We did have a house. I don't know if it was Philly or Jersey because it was again my father Henry. Um, and I don't remember where it was because it was one of the visits. But his basement didn't have anything in it. He actually would house us down there. All three of us would go down there. He had to set up like a whole little house, and his
Yeah.
wife at the time preferred us being downstairs.
New
So we would be
Jersey.
down there
They
with
were in
our
New
fridge,
Jersey.
and it wasn't creepy at all. That particular house
Yeah.
was fine, but some of these houses,
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
you could
Some
always feel
places
something.
are terrifying. I remember same place that she was talking about, her it was her grandmother's house because we have different fathers. We have same mom, different fathers. So it was her father's mother. So her grandmother, right after she passed, everybody was outside of the room. And I remember I was going up the stairs and she was just like hanging out in the air. Like she's just hanging out there. And like I had a glass of water and I only remember that I had a glass of water because I dropped it. And, I dropped it, it shattered, and everybody came running.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Farrah was the only person who could see what I was seeing. And so, like, they were like, "There's nothing there. You're just distraught about her dying, you just." And I'm like, "I didn't even know her like that." Like, she wasn't like, I wasn't close to her.
I
I
don't know this
wasn't like
lady.
but I don't know this lady well enough to be distraught about her passing, but Farrah could see it, but nobody else, and they thought, "Oh, it's just kids being kids because somebody passed." Um, but I do remember also seeing, like, this is one that stuck with me for a very long time. So, I had, a very good friend in high school who, would tell me about the ghost in her house, but she never described him. She was just like, "Yeah, I have a ghost in my house, he's been living there forever, I think he fought in the war, and, he's been there, he's just, he's just the ghost of the house." And so, me not really thinking of anything, I went and slept over her house, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and he is just right next to me, literally just sitting there watching me. And
Because you
so,
knew.
well, if you
He's
know,
like, hey,
so,
girl.
and that's the thing. If you've felt ghosts before, you can tell when a presence is malevolent, if it is trying to do you harm or not. He wasn't trying to do me harm. He seemed curious, just like watching me. And I got up, I went to the bathroom, I came back, and he's just, like, standing there, and after a while of me looking at him, him looking at me, I went back to sleep. I woke up in the morning, and I saw him again, and
You went to
I
sleep, no problem? With
I
the
went to
ghost
sleep
man
no
standing over
problem
you?
with the ghost right
You were like,
there.
okay, good night.
But here's
Were
the
you scared
thing,
though
Bye.
then?
her
That's
mom,
wild.
was like, "Oh, no, uh, we have a ghost in this house," or so she says, and all of that, and, um, so my friend was like, "Describe him, because 'cause I've never described him to you." And I described him to a T. He was wearing a uniform. I told him how many stripes was on the uniform, what color it was, what his facial features looked like, and she was like, "No, you saw him. You that's him. That was definitely him." So, like, it's one of those things, and still, like, when I go into certain spaces, like, you can tell there's a presence there. And so
Mm.
I haven't, like, seen a ghost in a long time, but I have felt a presence. My ex, he had one in his apartment, and I felt it for a long time before he would be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, there's something in here. I kinda feel it sometimes too." And then finally we found out that the person who lived there before him, committed suicide
Ow.
in the
So,
apartment.
what does it feel like exactly? How do you feel a presence? What is that sensation?
Have you ever looked at something and, have you ever looked in a direction and you thought somebody was standing there, but there wasn't anybody?
Kind of had that sense where like there's eyes on me. Like I look. Actually, yes. I've experienced exactly what you just said. I had to process.
Yeah. So
Yes.
so sometimes it
And I've
feels
had
like
that sense
that.
where it's like I feel like there's eyes on me, and then I look and there's nothing there, and I'm like, oh, okay. Cool.
Sometimes it feels like that. Sometimes it does feel like, like,
Like
the
something's
same
chasing
thing.
you.
Yes. the same thing as if you were standing right here and I can feel your presence, I can feel you even if I don't see you. That's sort of how it feels like there was a person there or something there that is observing you. And so, like, that's that
Or do you ever
feeling.
get that little something like out of the corner of your eye, but then you look, there's nothing actually there, and you're just like,
100.
Sometimes. But have you ever had
I'd be like,
somebody walk
listen,
up to you, like walk all the way up behind you while you're in the middle of just doing something? You're totally distracted, and they breathe right on the back of your neck. Do you feel
That
that like?
That's a
Do you
freaky
feel it
ghost
like
that
all down your spine? Like you can feel it in your
wow,
ribs, down your arms.
little
You're like,
freaky
what was
ghost.
that?
I'm okay. I
Sometimes I
might.
feel like that.
sometimes it's
That's
like
crazy.
something invading your space.
hmm
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
that's
Sometimes I'll be prompted to pray, like
crazy.
out of nowhere. I'll be doing something and I'll be so distracted and I'll just be like, Our Father which art in heaven, and I'll be like, why am I praying? But I'll just keep on saying the Our Father and the Hail Mary a couple of times until I feel myself calm down. Because you
Just
can't
yeah,
always
listen
see
to that
stuff.
instinct.
Yeah, especially if you're walking, because a lot of people associate spaces with presences, but I used to walk everywhere, especially when I lived in California. Like, I walked 40 minutes to work and 40 minutes back. Sometimes it would be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And there was this one particular, it wasn't exactly a lake, more like a retention pond that I had to pass. And it was super dark, no lights. And every time I passed there, I would feel all these butterflies in my back, not in my stomach, but like in my back. And I would feel all the hair on my arms raising. I don't know if you've ever felt like static electricity. You get a balloon and you
I
rub it,
rebuke that in the
and
name
you
of
feel that,
Jesus.
and you could just feel that you need to get out of there like immediately. You don't need to look behind you. You don't need to look for what it is because if you lock eyes, you don't know what's gonna happen. You just need to get out of there. But one of
Yeah,
my scariest
facts.
experiences, I was about 16, so this is a long time ago because I'm 42. But we were living on a place called John Street over in the Pine Hills area in Florida. And
Ooh. Okay,
John
sorry,
Street.
really quick.
Mhm.
There's this other podcast called Radio Rental, and
Mhm.
it's kind of a big deal, right? And somebody has a story about their house on Pine Hills in Pine Hills, and I was like, whoa, Pine Hills, and so I just wanted to say we on the map, y'all. We made it.
Man,
We
Pine
made it.
Hills. So,
But please continue on John Street.
yeah, so back in the day on John Street, and consider that back then racism was a lot more prominent. And there was a lot of fights on the street where some of our neighborhood was black, but the majority of it was very Caucasian. And they didn't really want black people in their neighborhood. And so sometimes we would come home and there would be something written on the wall, or somebody might have peed on our doorstep, thrown glass at our door.
A
And
swastika in front of our house
yeah, so
in chalk.
one night we come home and
Okay.
must have been like some kind of holiday because we were all partying, we
Yeah.
were getting a little bit tipsy. We shouldn't have been, but my mom was, working, and
I wasn't.
she was, our daddy was watching us.
Jessica said I wasn't.
Yeah,
I
Mom, if you're
wasn't.
listening,
Jessica was a
it
good
wasn't me.
girl. But with my daddy, he would have his friends over and they'd be playing spades and drinking, and he wouldn't be paying attention to us. So we drank too, and so we all doing this. And the way that the house at the time was set up is when you first walk in, it's the living room and the dining room, and there's this hallway to the right, and it's pretty far back. It leads to what used to be an outside washroom, but they've connected it to the house. So pretty long hallway, pretty dark. I didn't think to turn on lights, but I go all the way to the bathroom, by myself, not thinking because I'm a bit tipsy. Normally, I probably would have grabbed Jessica or somebody, but I have this thing where I can't stand when I go into the bathroom, especially if I'm somewhere by myself. I always have to open the shower curtain, and I don't know where I
hmm
got that from,
That's
Mhm.
clever.
but
That's smart. You not trying to get
Uh-huh.
murdered.
it's a
100%.
bad
Yes.
habit because
No, it's a good
the
habit.
way
I do it too.
It's a great habit. It's a
Fantastic
great
Thomas
habit.
does
habit.
it too.
My
Good.
question is this
Good.
though.
Tell him
Hold
good
on.
job.
What do you do if you open the shower curtain and then there's somebody there standing there looking
Run
at
like
you and
hell.
you looking at them and you're like,
I've
Run.
oh,
had
Run. Because
because
cousins
what's
what?
the
and friends
plan?
do that,
I'm
And that's
like,
probably
"Here."
the worst thing to do to me because I'm a reactor, so I'll probably either mush you in the face or accidentally punch you in the chest. But I try not to, because I've been surprised enough. But in this one particular time, um, I wasn't thinking too much. I'm already starting to pull my pants down to pee, but I'm like, oh crap, the shower curtain. So I lean forward to pull it open, and there's pretty much like a tub full of blood. And I'm thinking, I'm tipsy, I'm rubbing my eyes. I'm like, what is going on? A man starts to come and sit up out of this blood. And weirdly enough, I'm scared, but not to the point where I feel like I need to run. So I stare at him for a second, and he opens his mouth. He can't get anything out, but he does get out of the tub, dripping all this blood. Now I'm rushing. I'm hurrying up. I pull my stuff up. I'm washing my hands. Like, are are
But you
you
still
gonna hurt
taking the
me?
time to wash your hands.
Yes, I still wash my hands because again, we've been around ghosts since we were little, and I didn't necessarily have the feeling like he wanted to hurt me, even though it was slightly scary. I didn't think he wanted to hurt me, so I asked him, "What do you want?" And he just points. He can't really get anything out. There's all this blood everywhere. I can't really tell if his throat was slit or not because again, he can't get
Blood
anything out.
everywhere. Yeah.
But he goes and he starts pointing, and now I'm like, "Am I drunk? Or do I see something?" So of course I go to run to get Jessica. I'm like, "Hey, do you see this? This man is," and she's like, "He's telling us to run." So we all of us, my daddy, my uncles, we convinced them to leave the house. Our house got vandalized.
That
When
night.
I say that,
That
not
night.
only did it get vandalized, if we were home, they thought we probably would have been killed.
It was that bad.
So it was that
Yep.
bad.
That we
Wow.
we we left and we came home and the door was ajar. And so Um, we waited. I think we called some other people and so we had more people there when we actually entered the house. I remember waiting outside the house when we came back. So I think the adults called more people, so just in case, there were people inside. And when we went inside, like there was everything was strewn about. We there were things written on the walls. They were like it was when she says vandalized, that is a tame word for what happened to the house. And so when we called the police, they were like, "We have no leads on what happened."
They actually
Or,
recommended we move out.
they were like,
Not
yeah,
to
they
still
were
stay
like,
in a hotel. They were like,
I
"You
don't
should stay in a hotel for the night, but you probably should not come back." So,
It's insane.
yeah, and if I
So that
hadn't got
ghost
that
saved you
warning from
guys'
whatever
life,
entity that was,
yes.
we would have still
Yeah.
been
So
there. So,
that's why not all ghosts are malevolent, but
even if they're dripping in blood.
even if they're
yeah,
dripping
they look
dripping
pretty
blood,
Okay.
scary, but you can't
they're
always
yeah.
assume that they're out to kill you because it looked like something happened to him, and it could have been some type of incident that the same type of people were still in that neighborhood. And that was his warning to us. You need to get out. And we did. So, and we're just
Mm.
lucky that our mom's a believer as well. So,
It's important. It's important to have it's important to be believed and because yeah, the other portion of that to think about is that there have been people who were committed for these sorts of things, people who were
Mm.
not believed and they're like, yeah, there's definitely something wrong with you. Maybe we can shock it out of you. Maybe we could,
A
in
little
in other
lobotomy or something.
centuries, a lobotomy or maybe you just need to be drained. Let's put some worms on you. We can
The
put some
leeches.
what are they called? Leeches. You just need your blood cleansed and that sort of thing. So, we were blessed enough to have a praying mom who was like, my daughters don't lie to me. We have good communication. They're not gonna lie to me, so I believe the things that they say to me, even if I don't 100% understand it, we might need to act on it.
Whew. That's crazy.
Crazy stuff, right? Alright, so that brings us to the next piece. Let's go with a tame, topic in the middle. Do you guys have any Halloween traditions?
We came up with a new one during COVID, and it's actually really cute, so we decided to keep it. So, height of COVID-19, everybody was kind of, well, I think around Halloween time, we were kind of starting to be able to go out a little bit, but it wasn't quite the same. So instead of actually going trick or treating in the neighborhood with the kids and risking all the germs, passing candy around, we decided we were actually going to treat Halloween a little bit more like an Easter egg hunt, and we hid candy throughout the house, and the kids had to find it, right? So
Yeah,
it was very cute, super adorable. And then the kids were like, let's switch roles. We'll hide the candy, and then you guys have to search. And at the
that is
time,
cute.
it was so stinking adorable, except my friend was with me, and she's actually shorter than I am. She's this tiny little Japanese girl. So the kids were like, this is going to be so funny. We're going to hide all the candy way up high. I'm talking about on the top of the cabinets, on the other
Wow.
side of
That's
the
rude.
ceiling fan. And I was like,
That's
y'all
rude.
grounded. Halloween's over. Heads in beds. Because you got jokes. But we still do it. We still do the tradition. We still do it. But I'm so mad. So yeah.
For the
Yeah.
short, very tall in spirit nation, that's a little offensive.
Thank you. Tall in spirit. You know
Little
what I'm talking about?
tall in spirit. We're tall in spirit. I'm
Yes.
very tall for my height.
I'm
Not me.
super tall for my
I
height, and I
love
don't care
being
what nobody
small.
say.
I can fit in small places, and I am fun size. I have plenty of good.
I like it because I can date anybody 5'4" and up. Like,
You got options, girl.
like,
You got
I don't need a
options.
6 foot dude. Like, I can date a guy who's like 6'4", 6'6", but that would also be like over a foot between him and I. So like 5'4" and
Yeah.
up, perfect.
Yeah. Easy day. What about you guys? What are some of y'all traditions?
I'm still building traditions since I have a toddler. So far, her father hasn't really wanted her to go outside yet, so we've been doing stuff in the house. We did have a bunch of candy, but our neighborhood is still new, so they went to different neighborhoods this last couple of years. So I take her to the mall, and this year I'm gonna try and take her to some of the trunk or treats that the police hold. So they're like all over town where they actually do them at like 5 and 6 o'clock, where it's not too late, and they open their trunks and they inspect all the candy that comes through, and people just go from trunk to trunk trick or treating.
So sweet. Yes. We used to do that too. Trunk or treat at our churches, all that stuff. Super cute. What about
What
you,
about
Miss
you, Autumn?
Autumn? Jinx?
What was it? A couple of years ago. I'm a big Halloween fan, as y'all can tell. It's one of my favorite holidays, and I married a person with the birthday of Halloween. So yeah. But anyway, besides that,
Real horror story right there.
We'll come back to that.
Uh-huh.
I was implementing with the boys. Like we binge watch horror movies from October 1st to the end of the month. And we did that successfully. Halloween shows, Halloween movies, just like get popcorn and just sit there. And we got to watch something. I don't care if it's just for 30 minutes. I don't care if it's a crazy Halloween cartoon, but have to be like Halloween oriented.
Yes.
And then, I like to dress up. Um, for Halloween. One year I think I dressed up as on Monsters Inc. What is the woman that was the girl? She had one eye or whatever. So
Sully's
I can't
girlfriend.
remember her name, but that's the girlfriend. Yeah. Mike
yes,
No, no,
Wazowski's
Sully, that's Mike
girlfriend.
Wazowski's
yes,
girlfriend.
That's Mike Wazowski's girlfriend. Yeah. That's
yes.
his
So
main
I dressed up
lady.
Spooky
I
Poo?
dressed
I
up
don't know
as
her
that
real
as
name.
Yeah, that was Smoochie
I
Poo. That was
remember
his
her
little
now, but
Smoochie Poo. Autumn, I want to see this. Did you have a picture?
yeah,
Because
I'll
I need
send
to
it.
see this.
So, I don't know, I love and when we was coming up, it was so much fun. I don't know if you guys remember how your Halloween was, but it was just like a magical time and it's just
Yeah.
and the weather's cooler and you actually want to be outside, and you outside with your friends and you going trick or treating and you get to see who got the most candy, So it
Yes,
was
and then you
just
get to swap candy, you was trading and
yeah,
whatnot, and you had candy
exactly.
at school for, like, a week. You know you weren't supposed to bring it in
Yes.
class, but you did it anyway.
That part, and you remember
You're
those
supposed to
those
have candy for Halloween. Not people trying
it,
to give healthy stuff like apples and applesauce and pretzels.
you
Man,
remember
listen,
those
that was the quickest way to
My
get your house
mom
egged. You
pocket.
gave us like floss
and
and
Okay.
toilet
apples,
paper and toilet
but at
paper.
that
Don't forget
and
about the
toilet
toilet.
paper, but at the time,
But then
the economy allowed you to waste eggs like that. So it was different. It was
You
a
can't
different
do that
time.
now.
Not
You can't
now.
do that now. You go bankrupt. You
the
try to do that
crazy
now.
girl.
But y'all remember they
Hmm.
had like costumes and all different kind of cartoon, and you remember those plastic kind of masks, and they had
Yes.
the
Oh my goodness.
rubber band,
Yes. And don't let your hand slip on that rubber band because it hit you right on your ear, and you be like,
Oh
ah,
no.
Jesus.
So I don't know. It's just like I wish we could bring some of that what we experienced
Yeah.
into today, because those were some fun times. They really
Yes.
were. So
Yes. And I
the
refuse to
candy
let those fun
apple,
times go. Yeah. Oh, I
The
love a
pumpkin
candy
patch,
apple. Oh my goodness.
scarecrow
And a pumpkin
everywhere.
patch. All of that. But
I
as an
took my
adult,
kids to the pumpkin patch this past Friday too.
Nice.
good. Yes,
That's nice.
because it is magical. And as an adult, I refuse to let it go. I refuse to let it go. I think as an adult, sometimes Christmas can be very overwhelming because you have to get gifts for everybody. You got to do this, you got to run around, you got to cook. But at Halloween, I feel like it's just fun. It's
Mhm.
just fun. So, yeah, I refuse to let that go.
Yeah.
I would
So
say one of my traditions for the Halloween time is we do watch scary movies on Halloween, and they're not even really scary. But they're not even really scary. But we always watch Hocus Pocus every year. I don't care how old my kids get. We watch it Hocus Pocus. Okay? The first one, the original, okay? And then now a newer one is actually we watch Psycho Gorman. If you guys have not seen this movie, it is highly ridiculous. This
Psycho
alien being crash lands in this little girl and little boy's backyard, but the little girl is actually more terrifying than the alien, and she can control him, and nothing but hijinks and tomfoolery ensue. She is scarier than any monster, and we love her. We love her for it. So every year we watch at least those two movies. Then we'll throw in also like The Nightmare Before Christmas and so on and so forth, but those
Do
are
you
our
know last
go-tos.
year I watched The Nightmare Before Christmas for the first time?
Are you kidding me?
I I was thinking it was like something crazy, so I never watched it because I thought it was actually scary. So
Oh, you done
uh
woke her up. You done woke up
like
Maleficent. Oh
I
girl.
apologize, but yeah, but I was dating somebody last year and I was like and they were like, "You haven't what?" And I was
Cause
like,
it's so
"I don't know if
magical.
I like it." Da, da. And they were like, "Okay, so I know we were supposed to go out today. We're not. We're watching the Nightmare Before Christmas." So we sat that evening and watched The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I was like, "Oh, it's cute. It's adorable. I like
You've
it."
been you've
I
been
was
missing out on all that
all
Halloween
these
whimsy
years,
for
I was like,
years.
I'm good." Like people would suggest it, I'd be like,
Cause
"I'm
you're
glad you
hard headed.
like it."
Because you're hard headed.
Nobody.
understandable.
I thought it
Get
was
the
more
staff
like
back out,
James and the
Autumn.
Giant Peach. I thought it was like more
See,
like James
that
and the
was for
Giant
you.
Peach, and that's what
That
I
was
don't
for
like.
you. Did you feel it?
Yeah, a little.
Good.
But I have
Good.
a force field. I have a fairy force field.
It's made out of glitter and rainbows.
Yes. Glitter, rainbows, and sunshine.
Can we add effects? Can we add effects on this
Yeah.
podcast? Does this platform let you do
I'm gonna
that?
try.
Because I felt it. But she went like that with the nails. Oh my
Yeah.
God, girl, watch out. You almost got me. I didn't even do nothing. Girl, work on your aim,
Okay,
please.
so well, I don't have any real big like I for the past couple years, I have a weird tradition of buying an outfit I won't wear. That's it.
Ma'am.
Wow.
Fair can
why come
attest to it. I'll buy something and I'll be like, "No, I'm good." Like I have
And
this.
she's
here?
all
Okay,
sexy, and
so
then she's like, "I'm too sexy to go out."
no, I'm too exposed to go out. Like, have you guys? So if you guys
It's not
don't
too exposed.
know,
That color is just
it
right.
is. It
She could
is.
be in some kind of
So
party.
so for anybody who hasn't seen The Road to El Dorado, go take a look at the character Shell. That's who I got a character for. I got
Look
the
this up.
outfit and I got the outfit and I got the wig. And then last year I found it like it's funny because I thought about the year before and I went to go order it and it was actually out of stock. So and I got something else and I didn't wear that outfit either. I ended up doing something else.
So you
And then
just got a
last
closet
year
full of outfits.
I got random stuff. So and then last year
Your
I
husband
was
need
going
to
to
hurry up
wear
and
it and it was so I even got some like flesh colored stockings and I went and put it on. I was like, "Oh, this is a bedroom outfit. This ain't
Did you
this is
not hear
not
what I
for
just
public
said? Your
consumption."
husband need to hurry up and come because you need to wear
My
every last one of
girl,
those outfits just for
thank
him.
you.
Facts.
Thank you. I appreciate it cuz I am trying to
But
I'm
listen,
trying to
everybody
for
knows.
him.
I know you're gonna be
Did you
ready
look
for
it up?
him.
Did you
I
look it out?
did. I did,
Girl.
and I want you to know that somebody.
Girl.
I want you to know that somebody made a their own wallpaper. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all might have to
Girl.
blur that out. Y'all might have to blur that
Ooh,
out. Listen, you should have went out.
Shell
yes.
You should have
is
went out like
Shell is
that.
look,
She
I
was
want
running
that.
out.
um
I might do that next year. Hell,
girl,
you
I
better
know
do
she
it this year.
do
was.
it cuz
Do it,
Shell
Shell.
is so here's the reason why. She was the first character in a movie like that, like in an animated movie that I was like, that's the kind of shape I think like that's closer to my shape. Like the
Your
smaller
shape,
top
your
and the bigger
color.
bottom, the
Yes, the
color and I was
representation
like
matters.
now that was I thought about it first when I was a little smaller. So like them hips but she got the hips but here's the thing, it's open all the way up to like yeah,
That's
it's all the way open
comfortable.
on both sides.
And somebody
We
had to
don't
get
see the
Girl,
like all
problem.
that. What's the
girl.
problem?
Again, we don't see the problem.
One good Halloween win and you gonna see my hootie
It
So
hoo.
don't
what?
even matter.
It's called
You
trick or
can't be a
treat or
hoe on
something.
Halloween. Everybody
It
knows
Girl,
ain't
that.
called trick or treat for nothing.
You gotta
girl,
wear that
I'm gonna be
costume.
showing
Hey,
everybody all my treats though. Like
well,
I gotta
And
look.
say
that's how you
All of
catch
say
you a
it.
my
little
treats.
trick. That's how you
Hey,
catch you a
the
trick that's
one
gonna spend money
the
on
one
you.
part that's important is the treasure, and it's well hidden. That's good
Sprinkle,
enough.
sprinkle. Come on now, girl. You
Girl,
can't be a hoe on Halloween. Everybody knows that. You can wear whatever you
oh,
want and it's
okay.
okay.
All right.
Everybody, that's the rule.
As that's the
You
rule.
didn't know
Okay.
that?
I was not aware of that rule. I
You
wasn't.
see?
I
You
wasn't.
was
It's the
late
one day that you
to
don't have to
Nightmare
let
on
imagination
That's
fly.
why
before
so many
Christmas.
adults love Halloween.
They
Okay.
let their freak flag fly, and there's nothing wrong with it. Nobody could judge you.
Well, this year
Round,
I don't know
sprinkle,
which one I'm
sprinkle.
gonna
Well,
end up
then,
not
well,
wearing, but
that's
I
on
have
me.
Shell. I have this one, which is a fairy costume, which is actually kind of short.
That
To
fairy
be,
costume.
it's a little short, and no, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of glitter if I bend over. So I mean,
We're
this little
okay with
fairy
that.
costume
We like it. We like
is
it.
very you're gonna be like, oh, there's the treats.
There's the treats. Let them treats out, girl.
And then I also have for this year Little Red Riding Hood. So that's my
This
other
nasty. I like it.
like
Mm,
I like
mm.
it because my brain goes to the riding part of Little Red Riding Hood.
I mean if
You
you're
and the
gonna be
big bad
Little Red
wolf, you
Riding
know what I'm
Hood, you
talking about?
gotta ride. I mean you gotta
It's
you
in the
know
name.
and you gotta have a
It's
big
in the
bad
name.
wolf and he gotta eat it up.
Girl,
Yeah.
yes.
That's
According to the story
according to
of
the
Little Red
story,
Riding Hood,
he be trying to eat her. So like that
Supposed to
he be
eat
trying to
her.
yeah,
that's
This
all
is
we're
you
true.
talking
know,
about.
he be
That's all
trying
we
to
talk about.
eat it up. And you
Well,
know,
and
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they say in the story, like, "Oh, wolf, what big
Teeth you
feet you
have.
have!
Yeah. What a
Mm.
big tongue you have.
What a
Is
big
that's part of the
Look,
story,
look,
right?
look. I ain't got time
hands
for
you
this.
have."
Yes, you better put on one of them doggone costumes. You're such a tease. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop
Put it on.
playing.
Girl, I
Okay,
gotta
if
have
you
so
don't do
many
it for
teeth.
yourself, do it for us. Okay, do it for the general public. We deserve a
The
win.
general
I
Okay,
public.
know, right? Home.
bless your local neighborhood. Come on now, girl, please.
Imma send y'all pictures. Imma send y'all pictures.
Thank you,
I'll
appreciate
let
it.
you know what I
Looking
do.
forward to it. I'm so for real, I wanna see. I wanna see.
Definitely, we're definitely gonna go circulate some pictures. So so next, we're gonna tell a couple of ghost stories. So we're gonna tell a couple ghost stories, and then
Wait, hold on.
after go ahead.
Hold on.
I do
Should we
have one
encourage
question.
our viewers to also drop their Halloween baddie pictures in the comments?
Definitely drop your
Let us
pictures
see your
in the
treats,
comments.
y'all. Yes.
Yes.
We wanna see.
Yes.
We just trying to see
We want all
some.
the
We just
tricks and
want
the treats.
we do. We do.
All the tricks and the treats. All
For
of them.
just for research purposes. We're trying to find, inspiration for next year. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all.
I need
Yeah.
inspiration, so
Yeah, that's all.
inspire us.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
Y'all don't think that ghosts, like all of us are energies, right? And energy don't die, right? So would it mean that the ghosts are the energies outside of the body? Like outside of our frame?
Yes. Mhm.
That's very, very possible.
So that's
I feel
why
like they are, yeah.
that I believe ghosts do exist because once we leave this shell, the energy gets to go somewhere, right? So
So, if you believe in God, I mean, that energy goes to heaven, and if you don't, obviously, you're like, "No, you just stop existing," which I've had that debate with people all over the place. I choose to believe in God. One of the easy reasons why to believe in God is if I am right, I go to heaven. If I'm wrong, that would really suck, right? So, like, um, but yeah, I do think that it is an energy.
Energy can never be created nor destroyed. It's always being transmuted, moved somewhere else. Doesn't just disappear. And I might be wrong, but I believe I read that they tried to figure out how much like the human soul weighs. Like they weighed a body right before they passed and then they weighed it right after they passed. And I think they said there's a very slight, minute change in how much someone weighs. So they're like the human soul weighs exactly, 0.0 something ounces. I don't know. So
I
I
saw
think
an
yes.
episode about that.
I'm not
Yeah, I
sure if
think
I don't know if it was real, if it was just TV, because it all gets mixed up in my mind at this point. I don't know. But
Evil,
I feel like they might
Evil
be
had an
onto
episode
something.
about that.
I love that show, by the way. It was really
Evil had
good.
an episode about that.
Now,
Yeah,
I don't know if I 100% believe in ghosts, but I do believe in the science, right? Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. That's what E equals MC squared. It's a very legitimate theory. And then
Einstein.
Einstein, right? He theorized that. But I also know that no matter how much we think we know, there's always something more beyond our understanding. I believe there's
Yes,
more to heaven on earth that can be thought of in our philosophies and books.
yeah.
So I never pretend like, oh, I got this figured out. Ghosts are real. Ghosts aren't real. I don't know. Any variation of that could be true. And some semblance of it might be seeping through. I don't know. All I know is y'all don't need to haunt me. Whatever essence, spirits, energies, please don't come over here because I will pass away too. I will just die immediately. You don't even have to touch me. I'm just going to die just in case. I promise. Please. So, just not me, you guys. It's not me. Mm-mm.
Look, if God wants to use an angel to warn me, or a soul that is still here to either warn me or bless me, gonna do it. That's fine. I feel like ghosts are here and they can be used for good and for bad. And so yes, the devil has its minions just like God has his. So if a ghost, or what we think of as ghosts, because we don't know necessarily what that looks like, right, on the other side, but what I perceive to be a ghost is going to be used for my blessing or to be able to teach me a lesson. You know what?
What
Hey.
kind of lesson, though? I don't. I just need like Sunday school lessons, like the baby lessons. I don't want.
The baby.
I'm not welcoming all lessons. I'm
Hey,
not welcoming them all.
you never know what God has for you. So
Mm-mm.
so now we're gonna go on to ghost stories. So whether it's true or whether it's just something that stuck with you. Did anybody have a ghost story that you want to share?
Can I share exactly 3 ghost stories? I promise they'll be short, though.
Okay.
Short-ish. Okay. So, my current place of employment is a very old hospital. Like, the building is over 75 years. Over 75 years, okay? Parts of it have been torn down since, and me and one of my coworkers have been, like, just, like, wandering around, seeing what we could see just because, in our little downtime, and she saw something out of the most, like, condemned part of the hospital that's sectioned off. We were walking by a doorway, and there's, like, a glass in the doorway, and she saw something out of the corner of her eye, and then when she looked, she actually saw, like, a nurse in a candy striper uniform, and if y'all don't know what a candy striper uniform is, it's, like, very old school, and it used to be, like, pink and white or whatever, and she saw this lady pushing the medicine cart. Mind you, I'm right there. I ain't see nothing, okay? But what I did know is if I was a ghost, I'd be so pissed if I was still clocking in at work. That's the really scary part. That is the true horror right there. I felt bad for that lady. I felt bad. Second one, also at my really old hospital. Now, this is before they started condemning parts of it, okay? And I actually think Netflix came in to like film some scary stuff in there one time because it was going through. So I was on call, they made me come back, right? It's nighttime, so I had to come back and scan this lady because y'all, I do ultrasound. So I scanned the lady, and she had her partner with her, and he was like, "Can I come too?" I said, "Okay, yeah." I wheel them into my room. I start doing the ultrasound. We're almost done, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, this wailing starts happening, and I mean wailing, just, "Ah!" like that. So I'm supposed to be scanning, right? I just stop. I look at her. She look at me. Her husband look at me. We all just looking at each other. But they're looking at me like I'm supposed to know what's happening.
I
Okay?
mean, you work here.
I just
You
work
must
here.
be
You
aware.
you can see me. You know I didn't make the wailing sound. You know it wasn't. Why are you looking at me? So I straight up told them, I was like, listen, I don't know what that was, you guys. And if you weren't here, I would have ran. The only reason why I'm still here is because y'all here. So let's wrap this exam up because we have to go. That's my second story. Last story. This is not at my hospital. This actually happened in a house that I used to live in. Was it in Pine Hills? It was Pine Hills. So I remember one night, it was like maybe closer to, I want to say it's like closer to midnight, which, if y'all are superstitious or whatever, is not the witching hour, but it was closer to midnight. I was walking through the living room to get to the kitchen, and I just started to feel a little bit uneasy as I was walking through the living room because we have these really large windows in the front. Something just felt a little off. But I get to the kitchen, I get my little snack, and I felt fine in the kitchen. But as I'm getting ready to go back into the living room, I start to feel very uneasy. I start to feel like scared, panicked even. And I couldn't figure out why. But something told me that there was something on the other side of the window in the front of the house. Now, I ain't no punk bitch, okay? So I said, need to go see what's going on, but I'm also not stupid. So I refuse to actually look through the window, but something told me to kind of just like reach through the blinds and just like try to like hit the window to kind of like scare whatever was scaring me, like try to psych them out. So I reach through the window, and right before my hand connects with the glass, I hear the most evil demonic laugh. And I
Mm-mm.
heard it like I can hear you guys right now, clear as day. Listen, I took off running. I took off running. I just
As
ran
you
right to
should.
my room,
As
locked the
you should.
door, said some prayers, and I didn't get out of my room again for the rest of the night. I didn't come out till the sun came up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are my ghost stories.
That
Maybe they're true,
that
maybe they're not.
is
You guys tell me if you believe me in the comments. I'm gonna tell you right now, though, I was scared.
Hell, I'm scared.
What about you, Autumn? Do you have any ghost stories you wanna share?
Mm-mm, no.
Okay. What about you,
Wait,
Bear?
you don't have any that really stood out to you, Autumn? There was none that was like really scary, and you like, I always remember this story.
No, not really.
She loves
That's a
them, so
shame.
they don't
Well,
stand out. She loves like them. She's like that was great. Like, what about you, Farah?
You remember when we used to work in that old school as janitors, and there was that one floor that we none of us could go to by ourselves because it's like you would move the trash can and you would turn around and the trash can would be back in its spot, or you would have sprayed the window and you turn around and it's wiped down already, and you're like, what the? So that was definitely that was a creepy floor. I can't remember what the name of the school was.
that reminds me, there's another ghost story from my hospital. It doesn't involve me though, but back in the day, the janitors there, they'd push around their carts or whatever, right? And then there was like a certain wing. I guess maybe it used to be like for kids, I'm not sure. But if they would leave their cart somewhere and they'd turn around to do something and then they would look back, the cart would be moved. Sometimes it'd be just a couple of feet, sometimes it'd be all the way at the end of the hall, and they're like,
Hell no.
what the heck?" So you know what they actually started to do? One janitor, decided to leave candy on his cart, and his cart stopped moving. So they all would leave candy on their cart, and they didn't have the problem anymore.
And was the
Nice.
candy gone though?
No, the candy would be there. The candy would still be there. But I guess
Candy
I mean, they're
solves
ghosts,
every
you can't eat it. The ghost kids can't eat it. They only have little ghost teeth, they can't really munch, I don't know, but it was the thought. It was the thought. The ghosts were like,
Thought
"I
that counts.
respect it. Real recognize real." And they left their stuff alone. Girl, just go with it,
candy
okay? I'm just
solves
trying to tell a little
everything.
story. Dang.
I was just wondering. I was just wondering. Do you have any others you want to share, Farah?
Not that I could think of. I mean, I'll probably think of some later, but what about you?
So this is the scariest one that I've
No.
ever heard of,
Oh my God.
um, and this is having to do with my grandparents.
God, I know this one.
Um,
I'm so afraid already, y'all.
so there are two that stood out for me when I was young that my grandparents told me about. So my grandparents are from Haiti, and one of them, and I'll tell it, but I'm sure I'm missing pieces. So my grandmother was very much she was a praying woman. She would say, you have to be careful for other people. You have to be careful for what you're doing. And my aunt would go out and go out with her friends, and she would tell her, you need to make sure you pray about things. You make sure, the devil is always looking to recruit you and to try to get you to go places and to be places that you're not supposed to be. um so one day, and this is a really short one. One day, my aunt went to the movies with her friends. She contacted her friend, said, "Hey, I'm gonna be here." And she got there, and there was some sort of maze right next to the movie theater. And she met up with her friends, and her friends were like, "Hey, I know we said we were gonna go to the movies, but let's go into this maze." And um she was like, I she just felt really uneasy about it. She's like, "I don't know if we should do that." And I told my parents I was going to the movies. I don't know if I should really do that. And they're like coaxing her, "Come on, come on. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it." And she's I don't know if I should do that. She turns around for just a moment, and she turns back, and all her friends are gone. And then she turns around again, and she hears somebody calling her name. And in front of the movie theater are her friends. And they're like, "Hey, you got here late. Let's hurry up." And she's like, "Aren't you guys going into the maze?" And they're like, "What are you talking about? We just, like, we've been standing here waiting for you." And she's like, "No, you guys were trying to get me to go in the maze." And they're like, 100% no. We are waiting for you to go into the movie theater. We never
Mm-mm.
said anything about the maze.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So that's the first one. Um, the second one is about a soldier, my grandfather. When he was in the military. He was in the military, and there was a doll that he picked up. And he was like, this doll doesn't feel right. Um, and so he was like, but I'm gonna carry it with me for a little bit. And so, uh, as he gets on his horse, he starts to, go off. But he's like, you know what? This doesn't feel right. So he throws the doll and it gets trampled by horses. He looks back and the doll is on his horse.
Oh, hell no.
And so he's like, no. So he takes the doll and he throws it off again and gets trampled by horses again. And he's like, "Whew." And then he turns around, the doll is back on his horse. It happens several more times until he grabs the doll and he sees the face change. And he prays. He prays over the doll. He throws the doll and he prays again. And then finally he looks back and the doll is standing.
Would that
And
doll be what's that doll that they've been making these
and
movies
so
about lately?
I don't know, but he prays again and the doll does not make another appearance and he goes off to where he's going to go. Um
That's right.
yeah.
I would have
Um,
left the doll and the horse behind. I'd have been like, I don't know you
yeah.
guys.
But there's a
Yeah.
franchise out there
It's rough.
now talking about these this
Oh,
creepy
is it
woman
Annabelle?
doll. Yeah, was that doll
Yes, and
Annabelle?
it's based on a real story, and that doll is on display right now. I think it's actually on tour.
Look, I heard
And
that
the
that
guy,
doll was being traveled around,
yes, the
and
doll is on
they
tour, and
did
the guy that took
what?
the doll on tour died. He
What?
died. Mhm.
Okay,
Look it
she
up.
My mom believes that if you watch anything that has to do with like the devil or something evil, she doesn't watch it. She doesn't want it in her home because she believes that those are windows to let them in, just like mirrors could be windows. If you
Or
don't,
Ouija
pray
boards.
over your mirror when you first get it. Yeah, Ouija boards
Ouija
are
boards?
definitely not allowed
Mm-mm.
in our
Nope.
house.
Nope.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's
don't play that.
no.
We do not play
Absolutely
that.
not.
it's just a game,
Absolutely not.
y'all. Come
No, it's not just a
Autumn,
game.
you do know that we are black, right? We don't
It's
play them
not a
kind
But
of
it's
game.
games.
just
It's
a
a portal. It's a
game.
We
it's a
don't
window.
play.
board
Don't listen
game.
to Autumn, everybody.
Come on.
Everybody watching, do not listen to Autumn. Don't touch no Ouija board.
It's
I
Don't
just
do
like
mean,
with
that.
all
if you want to do
Also,
it, no, not in my house though.
us, like
even
Ferris
with
said, windows. The mirrors could be windows. When you smudge your house, you know how you burn sage and you smudge your house. You're supposed to cover your mirrors. You're supposed
Did
to
y'all do
yeah.
the
cover
candy
them.
thing, by the way, when y'all was little and watched
Fudge,
Candyman?
no, no. Again, because I'm
I didn't
black,
watch it.
I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't play with
Look,
no spirits, girl.
I remember being in middle school and somebody
Candyman,
came in the
Candyman.
bathroom while I was in there and tried to do that. I pulled up.
Stop
I was
peeing
like,
so
I'm
quick.
trying not to drip. No, I was like, I
I
was trying
gotta
to wash
go.
my hands before they got to number three.
I gotta go.
No,
Ain't
no,
nobody got time for that. We didn't do Bloody Mary. We didn't do Candyman. We definitely don't do no Ouija boards.
Yeah, no,
Uh-uh.
that's inviting spirits in. You
I
got
don't
to
play
be
that.
more careful. Like I do watch scary movies and stuff, but
I
sometimes
love me some scary
afterwards I say
movies.
several prayers to make sure. I'm like, maybe my mom. Some things aren't scary enough, and you know that they're just movies. But some things you're like, I probably shouldn't have bought that in my house.
Yeah, you be like, this is a little too dark sided right here. I don't know what that was.
You don't know what was written in the subtext, what went into it. Just like a lot of people are into witches right now, and they're like, "Oh, I want to buy these witch spells and witch books." You don't know if one was actually written behind an actual spell, and spells could be simple. There's people out there cursing people and doing all these things. Unless you actually know what you're doing, or you come from some bloodline that actually was passing down the right type of stuff, you messing with the wrong thing. I don't want
I'm
that.
trying to tell
We're
you.
actually gonna be witches for Halloween, but I'm not bringing any spells into it. My
I know
daughter
that's
actually
right.
asked to be a rock star witch. She doesn't know any better, but as she gets older, please don't bring that spell stuff into my house. There's kids who
Right?
watch Harry Potter and
Only
stuff,
spells
but
we trying to do is like Aloha Mora. Like not we're doing it
Alamora.
like yeah, right. Like that's it.
Leviosa.
Leviosa. Like that's it. That's all of it. No, we're not doing
That's the
anything
most you gonna
crazy.
get. We're not doing nothing
Right?
else.
Like,
You can't even do the
no.
killing one. Don't you talk about no about what is it? Avada Kedavra in my house. Don't you do that.
and
We
especially
not
not
them
with the
kind of
horn. Where'd you
witches.
buy that from?
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Our stepdad used to burn his hair. Anytime he got a haircut, he'd be like, "Nope, give me all my hair." and you would put it together and you would burn
Yes.
it. Because I mean, you could take the hair and do bad things with it, and you get, spells and all sorts of charms and things
Heard that
are
before.
made with.
I've heard that
Yeah.
before. Also, like, as Black women, we always be like, "You can't just let anybody and everybody play in your hair. You can't just
Yeah.
let anybody just do
Their
your hair, do
energies
your
too.
braids or whatever, because they be putting it
Yeah.
because, yeah, your hair is like an antenna, and it's very receptible to energy." I don't know how true it is, but I do know that. I had one girl that
I'm not
was
gonna be the one to
retwisting
test
my
it.
locks, and a whole bunch of my locks just fell off in the back of my head. And then
Oh my
somebody else
gosh.
witnessed doing it, and my locks came back just fine.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Even there, I have a friend at work who says he's he's like, I don't want anybody with a bad attitude making my sandwich. If I go to
Thank
Publix,
you.
I don't want your bad attitude, like,
In my food
mixed up
that
in
I'm
my
gonna
food.
ingest.
Like,
I tell my
yeah,
kids that. I'd be like, "Don't be hating over my food. Don't do that.
don't
You
put
need to
your
make my
hate in
food
my
with
food.
love.
Like,
Don't you put your hate in my
Everything is
food." God dang it.
yeah,
everything is changing.
Everything is
everything is
energy, and it's
energy.
going
Yeah,
somewhere. Doesn't get created nor
yeah,
destroyed.
yeah.
Mm.
So,
You know,
um,
one I used to hear all the time, I'm not sure if it's true or not because, I've never done anything like this, but I do believe when we were growing up, you never ate at someone's house when a woman was on her period. 'Cause you never
Well, that's
know
supposed
if
to be
she
for
was
the
gonna miss
men's.
her period. I don't care who it's supposed to be for. If she's putting it in for some spaghetti for her man, chances are she put in the whole pot. She doesn't know when he's gonna eat. No, thank you. I don't know how true it is, whether they actually kept their men doing that, but yeah, my mom just tells us, if your friend's on her period, eat out.
Yeah. I always think it's funny when you see those little, videos now on social media where the guys be like, "Oh, you put a spell on me," and the ladies be like, "What are you talking about? You love it here. I don't have to put no spell on you to keep you." Like,
That's just like you were talking about the energy with the food,
yeah.
You may not have to put your menstrual into it, but guys can feel when you actually care about how you cook. It doesn't even have to be fantastic tasting. It just has to be that you pour that love into it and they can feel that energy. And that keeps them around.
And I heard that before. I heard that very, and it's so funny because I was listening to something similar to what you're saying, and people was like, the key ingredient that a lot of people don't know that when a wife makes the food is love. When she makes it with love, that makes all the difference.
It's
And
fun either though. Because when I was pregnant, he started cooking. And when I tell you, he would look up these recipes and take his time, make sure he had every ingredient, every teaspoon. When I tell you he was pouring himself into these meals, I could feel the great energy that he was giving my baby. I just knew that even if sometimes, it tastes a little off because he was still learning. When he first started learning how to cook rice, it was definitely an experience. But I still ate it because I knew he poured himself into those, and he would even get serious, baby. It didn't turn out the way I thought, but don't worry, next time.
Oh, that's
And when I tell you,
beautimous.
he grew to be able to be such a great cook. He makes amazing smoothies, like from scratch. His sweet potato pie smoothie. I don't know what he puts in it. I don't even want to learn because I just want him to keep making it. It
That's
tastes
oh,
right.
so good. I know he uses sweet potatoes and dates, but I can't tell you what else besides nutmeg that he throws in there. But it tastes good like a sweet potato pie. But it's healthy. It got like spinach and stuff in it. I don't know what it is, but
Oh,
it's delicious. And his meatloaf, his Philly cheesesteak. Oh my goodness, I love his
I'm
Philly
glad you
cheese.
said that though, because I don't want nobody to be watching the podcast and be like, you know, I made it with love, but it tastes gross. You made it with
well,
love,
that's what I'm
care,
saying.
and effort.
Sometimes,
Sometimes it's not always gonna taste amazing, but if you
yeah,
didn't put the effort behind it, be like, "But I love
yes.
you, so I made food." But if you don't look up any recipes, you don't
Don't
know
throw
what
something in
goes
the microwave
together.
and call it
Don't
cooking.
like
Don't
like
put it in the microwave and then call it love. Don't do that.
exactly that. No,
you
exactly. I'm
know
not saying
You
that.
just
No,
warmed it up in the
here's
yeah,
microwave.
some
Come on
you know
now.
from the heart.
if you gotta start making stuff in the microwave, and that if that's all if that's what you got today, you the microwave use it. If that's your tool that you start out with, No,
I said,
I
"Please
mean,
don't." She said, "Don't.
you can make a
Don't
baked
use
potato in the
it."
microwave, right? As long as you're thinking about the
N
nutrition and your partner
no, I'm
and
just
what,
saying, like, if the
help.
whole meal came in a bag and you put it in
Yeah.
the microwave and then you put it in a
I
plate and you was
mean,
like, "But
you
I
could
made
put
it with
some
love."
vegetables and there's something but if that's where you
Jessica,
stop though, like if that's where your
that's what I'm
effort
talking about.
stops,
Yes, that's what I'm talking
that's
about.
a yeah.
Don't
They
go
said put
burn a
Um,
love in there.
toaster
you could
sandwich and call it
start out
cooking.
there. Everybody has their capacity. Yeah,
Listen, if
not
you
everybody
starting
good at
off with a
everything.
microwave, maybe it's not love, maybe it's like affection, maybe it's it's
Wow.
affection, it's good intentions there, but I don't know if I'd call it love if you it's straight out the microwave.
When somebody
I don't know.
actually takes the time to learn how to make something
I don't
that
know
And
you
to
because
put
make it
I've
to the
met
way that
love
you
somebody.
and
like
effort
it, where
into.
they're like,
I've
"Oh, I
met
know she
somebody
don't like
who
X, Y,
could
and
not
Z, so I'm not
learn.
gonna put that in
Or
there."
I've
even
met
if it,
somebody who
you don't
couldn't learn.
necessarily like it, because some of the stuff, I'm not really the healthiest eater. I love food in general, but I don't really eat vegetables like that. But he made it to where I could eat it, cause like with my meatloaf, he blends my vegetables for me
That's
without me knowing.
that's really,
There's
really
peppers,
nice.
onions, garlic. He might have thrown some celery in there. He even throws
That's what
some
we do to
Yeah.
spinach.
babies all
So
the
He's
time.
very helpful, but I have met
yeah,
somebody who could not learn to cook. Like when I tell you that they almost burned their kitchen down, that they everything that they cooked, they were like, "It tastes good to me," and then they were like, "Can you taste test it?" I was like, "Okay, I
Please don't do
have
this
things
again.
to live for. I have things to live for. I have a future
My whole life
that I
ahead of
would
me.
like to be here for. This
Please
is
don't
not
threaten
something I
me.
can continue with
there's
Please
for
don't
other
threaten
things
me
in the
a
anymore.
long
world he
period of
would love.
time. It's so if you just need to do a raw food diet for do a charcuterie board for your baby and that's what
Yeah.
that's your
That's
power.
Yeah.
so
That's
Let's cut
sad.
up them
fine.
fruits and
That's
stuff and put it
fine.
on the board. And that's
It's okay if that's
okay.
not your strength. There's
Yeah.
enough out
There's
there that you can figure out what to pop in the oven that
and don't touch
whatever
it. And don't
whatever
touch
your
nothing
strength
else.
is.
Just warm it
Don't
up and don't
don't try to spice
and
it up
yeah. Don't
if that's not your strength.
I just
It's
The whole
okay.
point was the energy.
The energy, yeah.
yes. Good
Yes.
energy, spooky energy. It's all very real. So,
Yes. It is all very well.
mm,
Um So for this episode, we talked about our superstitions. We talked about whether or not we think ghosts are real. We told a couple of ghost stories and what our Halloween traditions are. In the comments below, first we'd like to get some pictures. So we'd like to get some photos of you guys in your Halloween costumes. But we also like for you guys to number one tell us whether you think our ghost stories were real or not. And number two, share your own ghost stories. Share some ghost stories that you think are really interesting or really gave you pause when you heard them or when you experienced them.
share your traditions too, because we'd like to steal those as well.
We do like to
Any
steal
good
traditions.
like desserts y'all make? Go ahead and please drop some recipes.
Put that in there.
She's like, I
Fall
can't pass
flavored
up on the
desserts
food.
My
for
God.
Halloween. Halloween foods. We'll take that. We'll take that.
Thank you for joining us again on Different Walk Serious Talks. You guys have a great day and have a happy Halloween.